Hey everyone in YouTube world, it's the Cockney biker. I'm taking out the KTM Duke 890. I'm taking one of these out for a spin and just sort of getting my thoughts on what I think it's like. And she's a pretty sweet bike. I'm having all sorts of fun on her. KTM Super Duke 890. Let's see what this thing can do. There you go, the mirror's up there. Oh, you're feeling it. I am not doing 113 miles an hour. There is no way. This is in kilometers. Yeah, it's in kilometers. All right. That scared the shit out of me. And as light as this bike is, you really do feel the torque. Whoa, shit. Okay, this bike is fanatic. I mean, the pulling power on this bike, and that was in road mode. I'm in sports mode now, so God knows what damage I can do now. In 6th gear, you know, you can crack it open and she will pick up. She doesn't dally, but then again, it's not so much the top speed, it's how it gets you there. I mean, she's zippy. I mean, I've got her in sports mode right now. I mean, this bike flies. She really goes. I love this bike. It's like endless amounts of torque, endless amounts of pulling. I don't think this bike's got a quick shifter. No, it doesn't have a quick shifter. I'm just rev matching. But it is easy to rev match. It's like, okay. She gives it large. I do like her. She's got an attitude. I mean, and this is like the 890. God, what can the 1290 do? Because I saw one of them earlier on. Now, KTM have got a really nice little unique security system on their bikes when it comes to dealerships. This is the first I've ever seen of it, and I think it's not a bad idea. The bike is locked. In other words, even if you've got the key or the fob, whatever the case is, the bike will not run while it's in dealership mode. And if it is in dealership mode, then the only way that you're going to take this bike out for a ride, and that is if the dealer comes out, plugs in a very expensive computer knick-knack into the bike and unlocks it, and it's unlocked for about half an hour. You know, I've never really heard of anybody, like, you know, taking out a bike for a test ride and never returning it. I've heard about people taking it for a test ride and returning it like 5 hours later with like 500 miles on the clock. I do like the security system on these. Well established. Liquid cooled, obviously. Chain driven. Like I say, this one doesn't have like the quick shifter. It's not the R model, I know that much. The Super Duke, the 890 version, is basically going to... I reckon this is KTM's answer to the Kawasaki Z900. Let's hear that hooter. Yeah, typical bike hooter. Oh, look at that. Did you hear that? The rumple and pops of the exhaust with the bit of the engine brake in there. So what we got here? Oh wow, those are like big brakes. Single piston on the rear. Okay, single piston rear brake. That back brake seems to stop. The front brake, okay, is sensitive. Can it stop? Yeah. The brakes obviously stop you appropriately. though I did feel that the back brake does drag a bit, but it's like it's only one piston. How does she handle herself? I slammed on the brakes and the ABS kicked in quite happily, brought the bike to a stop. I'd love to hear, I'd love to see some more likes and subscriptions. So if you've got, like, you know, hankering to like become a subscriber to a particular YouTube channel, then do me a favour, hit the subscribe button. Ergonomically, now I'm at a pretty aggressive angle. My knees are a bit tucked up. Now I'm 5'10" ish, maybe 5'11", depending on what mood I'm in. And like, so my knees are like tucked up, so it's a bit of an aggressive stance, but because you've got flat bars, you're not like hunched over, you're kind of sitting moderately upright. I mean, I've not got no pressure on my wrists or anything as I'm going along. And like I say, at low revs, she's like, yeah, she's pretty passive. You know, nothing. She's not going to go out of her way to rock your world at, like, you know, 20 miles an hour. I mean, she's so easy to handle. Then again, I mean, what do you expect, you know? All right, let's take another off ramp here. I mean, you can grip with your knees. I mean, handling wise, I just did a nice little tight turning on that, and she's really well balanced and is an absolutely gorgeous machine to ride. I mean, as parallel twins go, this bike is exceptional. I mean, the dash is a little bit basic, but then, you know. So what's it got here? Okay, so I'm not sure what the buttons all do. You can change things on the display, which is fine, all totally appropriate. I mean, I'm not going to play about it too much, because really the main sort of thing that I'm looking to test on this bike is it comfortable? She's certainly powerful and sporty. She's fast. Don't even know if I'm in neutral, doesn't even say. No. There we go. There's a setting, range mode, trip 1, trip 2, okay. MTC, not sure what that is, fuel range. Okay, so I've got 90 kilometres. It's all in kilometres. I know you can set it, I know there's a way. Okay, you've got ride modes, sport, street. Let's have that on sport. Motorcycle, let's see now. ABS mode, road, smooth, road, okay, shift lights. Is not available below 10,000 revs, alright, fine. The dash is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit LCD basic. It's not like really colourful TFT, but I mean, maybe that's a setting that you can change. I don't know. It gives you all the information you need. Seat wise, I don't know, it's like a very thin pad, so it's not like the Adventures where you've probably got lots of soft padding and can go for touring, you know, use it as a mile muncher. I mean, there's no cruise or anything like that on this bike. Okay, now I'm starting to feel a little bit where the padding on the seat isn't quite as thick as it could be. But then again, it's got a seat height of 32.2 inches. So it's tall, but not stupidly tall. I mean, I'm on the balls of my feet. I mean, this isn't a touring bike, obviously. It's not a mile muncher. But does it have to be if it can get you there in like 20 minutes flat, coast to coast? That's a gross exaggeration, yet again. Yeah, I mean, I'm 1 foot in it, so it's light as anything, but at the same time, I'm on the ball of my foot. It's a bit of a weird sensation, I suppose. And as for ergonomics, my back isn't aching, my wrists aren't aching, I'm not in a really aggressive stance. I mean, it's a stunning looking machine, but then what do you expect? The first bite is with the eyes, as they say in the restaurant world. It's strange because the passenger foot pegs seem like more like an afterthought, just something that they sort of quickly welded on there just to like satisfy some law or something. You can almost smell the fresh oil being burned, like it's brand new. What, 1 mile on the clock? And this engine pulls no end of torque. I mean, it's 68 foot-pounds, and with that coupled with 115 horsepower, brakes, yeah. Let's listen to that. Listen carefully. Well, naked sports bike. That's the standard look, really. But she's got character. She's a great and fun ride. I really enjoy this bike. I hope you enjoyed watching that video as much as I enjoyed putting it together, and if you did, do me a couple of favours. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you're new to this channel, there's a subscribe button down there, and there's a couple more videos hovering around here you can check out. This is the Cockney Biker. You take care of yourselves, and as always, laters.